Good morning. Welcome to the webinar from Zero to the Silicon Hero. I am 𝗧𝗧 working as a delivery manager in 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧. So my aim, the main motto of this webinar is to introduce what are the opportunities you have in VLSI and how you can achieve those opportunities. Okay, so I am addressing majorly BTech as well as diploma students who are attending this webinar, and thank you for attending this webinar. So I am working in 𝗧𝗧. So 𝗧𝗧 is a startup 5 years back. It is started by the engineering leaders, and it is offering services in the VLSI, embedded as well as AI. Currently it is offering services from India, US, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, and in India we have 2 locations in Hyderabad as well as in Bangalore. So currently around 500 plus employees are working here. So majorly we offer services to the clients in embedded, majorly in the front end VLSI as well as back end VLSI design, verification, as well as in embedded we have services providing in multimedia, automotive and device drivers. So these are the different areas we are covering. Okay, so this is all about 𝗧𝗧. And then just I wanted to ask a few questions. So how many transistors do you think are there in the smartphone that you are using currently? So just think about it, like how many transistors you are expecting. Is it like 1 million, 10 million, or 1 billion, 10 billion, or 100 billion? So probably like we are having in the range of like 10 million or maybe 15 billion transistors we are having in a simple what are the handheld phone, that is the phone that you are using right now. So we have around 15 billion or 10 billion transistors max. So just try to imagine you are working in an environment where you have these many transistors, around 10 to 15 billion transistors. So how you feel about the job opportunities where you have these many lot of transistors are there? And just imagine one thing, you are working like a VLSI engineer. Just close your eyes and think about so what you are imagining, so what you are thinking about it, like how like what is your imagination. Just close your eyes and try to imagine, see what you understand by the VLSI engineer. So are you imagining something related to someone working in a lab with a white coat, or someone who is working with ICs put together, forming a board or something like that? Yeah, that is true. But when you see the opportunities in India, so majorly we have VLSI front end, back end. So these engineers normally work with the computer, just like the software engineers who are working, just they sit before the system and they work, right? In the same way, so these VLSI engineers sit before the system and they work majority, like 80% of the time. But we have like the people who are working with the boards and all, that is also there. But I am saying about majority of the people. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So suppose if you buy a 64 GB some pen drive flash disk, what is the actual space you are getting to store the data? So if you like when you first buy it and if you format it, you will feel it like maybe around 58 GB or maybe some 59, 60 GB only you will get. So what about that remaining GB? So have you ever tried to think in this way? However, or if you can able to answer this question, okay, so you are well suited for the VLSI domain. So the basic understanding, so the basic understanding of the regular things like whatever you are doing, or else suppose if you take an other example, like whenever you are buying a laptop or mobile, so now people see like we are having around 5 GB data, I mean, or else 8 GB RAM we are having, or else we are having some 16 GB RAM, or else this processor Snapdragon 8 or something. So people see about these things. Apart from these, what else normally you consider whenever you are buying a laptop or mobile? Have you ever observed what is the speed of the processor? Have you ever observed like what is the L1 cache, L2 cache, and what is the sizes they are giving, and which type of hard disk you are going to buy? So whether it is a solid state hard drive or else normal HDD. So if you have the ability to distinguish, you are almost near to the VLSI engineer. You are almost near to become a VLSI engineer here. Okay. So what it comes is like this requires the enthusiasm. You require the enthusiasm to become a VLSI engineer. That is means whatever you are studying, are you applying it in your real time field? Are you applying it in real time? That is the major thing we require actually. Okay. So sometimes people are buying headsets, right? So suppose if you buy a headset they will give a like it is having impedance around 28 ohms, or sometimes it will give 32 ohms. So what is the meaning of that impedance? Have you ever tried to understand? Or sometimes they will give decibels, dB, range and all. So what is the meaning of the decibel? So why people are mentioning it? So I have two different headsets or earphones. One I am having 28 ohms, another one is having 32 ohms. So which is the better to buy? So these type of things, have you ever understood, or have you ever thought about these things? So these decibels and ohms, these are things normally you get in the regular studies. So when it comes to the real time, have you ever matching those things to your real time applications? Okay. So that is what we require. Like when you have the enthusiasm to learn, so that is the first step you require to become a VLSI engineer. Okay. So as I asked this question, so 64 GB flash drive or the pen drive you are having, but you are getting around 58 GB or 60 GB. The reason is, so manufacturers always calculate the GB in decimal numbers. So gigas stands for 10 to the power of 9 in the normal scientific way. And what is the meaning of giga in terms of binary? So when it comes to computer thinks it in binary. So computer it takes it in the computer takes in the binary way. Like suppose if you say kilo stands for 1000 in the normal scientific way. So but when it comes to the computer, kilo stands for 2 to the power of 10, right, in the binary computer way. So 2 power 10 is like 1024. And similarly, mega stands for normally we will take it like 10 power 6, but whereas in the binary, mega stands for 2 to the power of 20. So that difference will give because manufacturer is doing in terms of 10 power, whereas the computer calculates in terms of 2 power. So understanding the difference between the binary and decimal, that creates the gap, whatever that's what you are losing actually. Okay. So that's why that remaining 4 GB as 5 GB may not appear for you. Okay. But there is some little effect on what is the file system you are using. So sometimes like what is the FAT file system or NTFS, like what is the file system you are taking. So based on the file system also, some small change will be there, that is very minute, but majority is because of decimal and binary differences. Okay. And then whenever you are buying a laptop, as I told earlier, like you have to look at how many cores you have in the processor, what is the speed of each core, and what is the frequency it is operating, and what is the L1 cache, L2 cache, and what is the size of it, and which type of hard disk you are using. So if you are aware of this terminology, if you are aware of what is the behind technology of it, so then you are ready for a VLSI engineer. So when you are aware of the basics, like you are aware of the terminology, then you can go in deep dive and then you can see what is there inside. Suppose we have DDR. So what is the meaning of DDR3, DDR4, how it differentiate. So when you observe that, if you are aware of it at the basic level, so you can easily deep dive into the DDR protocol, and then you will understand maybe in next level when you enter into the job. So maybe you will work on the same protocol. Okay. So first of all, I will start like where you have taken either BTech or diploma. What is the reason? So normally people may have because your family forced to take BTech or else maybe diploma, or maybe you can consider it like whenever you are like your friends suggested it or your friends joined in BTech, or else maybe you were like some of your cousins are saying like it is a 𝗧 is a better one or CSE is a better one. So people are having these different reasons. If you join BTech or you choose your stream because of your interest, that is the first thing required to master in any of the field, whether it is CSE or mechanical or 𝗧, it doesn't matter. So to master it, first you should have the interest in it. That enthusiasm is required. Okay. So let us consider like you joined for some other reason, let it be. But now if you are planning for a VLSI, you are being a ECE or electrical or else maybe instrumentation engineer, and or maybe computer science is also they are also required for even mechanical and civil, but they have to go far from whatever they studied in their 4 years. So I'm not giving the those things. In major circuit branches. So if you wanted to move to the VLSI field, so if you like you start your preparation from now onwards, maybe from your second year onwards or maybe in third year onwards, so that whenever you are in BTech, whatever the courses you are studying, if you study it perfectly or the regular courses itself, that is sufficient to become a VLSI engineer. But first of all, why people wanted to become a VLSI engineer? What is the reason? So obvious reason is whatever you are studying, whatever you are whatever field you are choosing, it is all because of the perks. So what are the different perks, benefits you will get in a VLSI industry? So VLSI industry is like it is cutting edge technology, it is changing rapidly every time. Maybe if you observe your cell phone, so when you buy it 2 years back, the mobile phone is having around 7 nanometer technology processor. But nowadays we have like last year the processors are having like 4 nanometer, now 3 nanometer is technologies. So year by year the technology is changing and you have to learn these new things, like you have to keep updated yourself with the changing technologies. And obviously you will have wonderful salaries and lot of global opportunities you will have in the VLSI field. And when you after getting some experience, you will find some entrepreneurial opportunities also, and you will have a very good work-life balance. So these are a lot of reasons people choose VLSI compared to the normal software jobs. And then so what is the government support for the VLSI industry? So example, this is you are watching this video because of the Telangana government supported to create this playlist, create this series of videos and webinars to introduce VLSI for the enthusiastic engineers or aspiring engineers. In the same way, like the government of India is giving lot of benefits, or it is giving a lot of opportunities for the startups, for the institutes to teach the engineers about the VLSI tools, VLSI industry. Like we are nowadays we have a specialized ECE program with a BTech in VLSI and Chip2 startup C2S is a program. So where colleges are maybe the startups are small industries, so they can come up with a new project and then government will support by providing the tools to it. So normally the tools are like Synopsys tools, Cadence, Mentor Graphics, these tools are very costly. Maybe sometimes colleges may not afford it, but government is giving at a actually free of cost to the colleges and to the organizations who are willing to work and create a chips. So this is, government is creating the whole ecosystem. So that is it is covering the industry as well as the organizations or universities and institutes, and it is collaboratively, it is creating the whole ecosystem for VLSI. And clearly to say, till few years back we are not having any fabrication units, but now the steps are taken to start the new fabrication units also. So earlier we have only the VLSI opportunities in the front end design or back end design only, which are relevant to the only we are giving the process. Like, I hope you are aware of the whole VLSI steps, the 𝗖𝗍 flow. So till the fabrication we do everything in India, and then for fabrication it will go to the abroad, right? So now the steps are taken to start the fabrication facilities in India, and how it will benefit for the students. So obviously students will get good scholarships, and they will get good VLSI related courses. Normally in NPTEL and all, if you observe, lot of VLSI courses are there. You can freely enroll and learn them. Maybe if you want a certificate, you have to attend an exam, which will cost some money. But to learn, there is no, actually you don't need to give any money. Actually, a lot of data is available over the internet, and a lot of courses are there which you can access them at free of cost. Only for certification you have to pay the money. That's it. And a lot of hackathons type of thing are going on, and you can participate and you showcase your talent, and you can when you win, like you will be the outstanding one, right? So and access to the tools, so that is majorly government gives what it is providing it to the colleges, right? So if many of the colleges I observed, like they are getting the access of the tools which 𝗧𝗦𝗔𝗧 and Cadence. Like earlier, very few colleges, maybe tier 1, tier 2 colleges, 1 or 2 few colleges only have that access. Now any college, if they wanted to have the access, request the government, and they will get the tool access from the government and CDAC. Okay, so now you have the opportunities as well as to realize, to get that opportunity. So whatever required, so that is also available to you. So the only thing what you have to do is start preparing in that way. Okay. Now, so what are the career options you will have after BTech? So if you observe, normally after BTech, some people will feel it like, I want to go for higher studies. So if you are planning to go for higher studies, maybe you can choose in India, or maybe in abroad, or maybe technical like MTech, MS, or else non-technical like MBA, some business studies, like that. Okay. So because where the higher studies is required. So one thing I can say, like suppose if you observe the placement scenario, so some premier colleges are getting the product based placements, and when it comes to the other regular colleges at tier 2 and tier 3, they may not get the chance to get into the product based. That is actually harsh reality, but you have to understand. And suppose when you have a MTech degree from IITs, NITs, from the premier universities and institutes, there are chances for you to get a placement in directly a product based company. So why we need to go for MTech, or else some people are interested to go for MBA, business related roles. So you can go for MBA also. Okay, and maybe you can do it either in India or abroad. But normally, one suggestion normally I give personally to the engineers is, suppose if you are going for abroad, try to go for a better university compared with the worldwide ranking with India. Like suppose when you are compare in India, like in our IITs and NITs are at some level of world ranking, right? You go for a better university. That will fetch more benefits for you, like when you do the your post graduation in abroad. Okay. So other opportunities apart from higher studies, maybe if you are looking for a job, so I can divide this job into either private sector or government sector. Suppose in government sector, you can go to some research organizations or PSUs, public sector units like BHEL, NTPC, ONGC kind of thing, Navaratna, Maharatna companies, or maybe sometimes you can directly go into the government sector, like state government jobs, or as the central government jobs. And when it comes to the private sector, so again in private sector you can divide those jobs like a software jobs or hardware core jobs, and maybe you can consider these jobs are like product based company or else service based companies. In the majorly, as I told earlier, like so many of the institutes may get the service based company. So if you want to go for a product based company, you have to show that edge, like you are better than the other engineers. So you have to create a profile such a way that your profile, I mean, you have to create a profile means like you should have done those projects, you should be aware of the concepts. That is the meaning of creation of the project, creation of profile. Okay. And then other way like self-employment, maybe you can start up or else entrepreneurship, or maybe you can handle your own family business. So broadly, these are the opportunities I am seeing after the BTech or else maybe diploma also. So if you want to go for higher studies in India or abroad, so let us see what are the different entrance exams that you need to handle. So normally, suppose if you want to go for MBA business, maybe you have to write CAT exam or MAT exam, or suppose you want to go for any MTech or MS programs in IITs and NITs or universities, maybe you have to write the GATE exam. Or maybe sometimes you can have state level exams also, like Tamil Nadu have its own state level exam, Anna University conducts it, and Telangana has its own state level, AP has its own state level exams for MTech as well as for MBA also. So sometimes some universities will conduct their own exam, like BITS, Pilani and all. So here to go for higher studies, majority of the cases you have to write a exam. And suppose if you are going for abroad, so for GRE, if you are planning, you have to write GRE for to doing MS for the post graduation, or GMAT if you want to enter into any of the business school. And to showcase your English proficiency, you have to write TOEFL or IELTS, because when you are going for abroad and your native language is not English, so you have to show your English proficiency. But when you combine these two together, so all these exams have the common thing like aptitude, reasoning, and then English vocabulary, or maybe it some requires English communication skills, written communication skills, and the verbal ability. That is what majorly they see. So if you observe in the GATE exam, so this aptitude, reasoning is English is around 15% of the exam in the GATE exam. And if you see CAT and MAT, it is completely based on that whole aptitude, reasoning and English only. Whereas in GRE, TOEFL also almost related to it. So whatever the exam you take up, like let it be, if it is like a bank exam also, any other exam, government exam or whatever you take up, these are the major things you require: aptitude, reasoning and English. Okay, so this is like every day you should spend some time to improve your reasoning skills, quantitative ability, solving the puzzles, and improve your written English communication as well as your spoken English. Try to improve your vocabulary. So you do it like a everyday practice. Every day you should able to show, you should show some progress. You dedicate some 1 hour time or some half an hour every day, dedicate for that, and try to keep on learning. Like a lot of websites are there, you can learn these puzzles, aptitude and all, and lot of books you can search in Google, you will find so many. And English communication skills, I observe, like when it comes to the native Telugu speakers or any other local language, people feel not comfortable with English. So how you can improve the communication skills? You start speaking English with your college people, or whenever there is an opportunity, try to grab it. Like there is a chance to give a presentation in your college, go ahead and give the presentation. maybe the first presentation or the second presentation you may fail, at least third, fourth, fifth, and the 10th presentation itself, maybe you will become a better person, right? So there is a chance to give a paper presentation or poster presentation. You have a college fest is there. Go and attend that college fest and try to interact with the new people. Suppose actually if the college fest is in the same state where you are staying, maybe you will speak in the same native language, Telugu or the Tamil, or the same one. But when you go attend in a other state, go for the college fest, what is happening in other state, go there and try to interact with the people. So that will give better exposure to you. That will give the good communication skills. Maybe first time, second time you will fail, but then you will understand how to survive in a city where you have a different language. Okay, and other point why I'm stressing on this college fest and these paper presentations and project work is, see, some people who are going abroad, they feel like because some people who are studying GATE exam and all, they have to prepare thoroughly with college, I mean the regular study, but people feel like GRE and TOEFL is not having any, they do not require the technical subjects. But whenever you are going abroad, like apart from these GRE and TOEFL scores, you require to produce statement of purpose, and sometimes you have to give the recommendation letters from your professor. So without doing any project works, without doing any paper presentations or else course works, or I mean apart from your regular curriculum, so without doing any, you have to do some online courses. So you have to showcase yourself that you are interested in VLSI. Suppose you are applying microelectronics in the abroad, in US some university or Australian some university. So before going there, you have to showcase like, I did these many projects, this is my interested subject, and I'm interested in this, and I learn these things apart from my regular curriculum. I cracked these exams, these courses I completed. So that you have to showcase. Anyhow, like the people who are handling GATE and all, they study the regular 4 years. So the same subjects again they will get in GATE exam, but in a problem solving approach way, and they study the whole subject. But these people like who are going abroad, you have to build your whole profile suitable to get the seat in abroad universities. Okay, and suppose when you have handled very good number of projects, maybe from your university, or maybe if you work with some IITs and NITs professors, because sometimes IITs will offer internships for the regular college students also. So just check out some IIT websites, you will find. So sometimes they offer internship, and see what is their requirement. So this you have to do it in the first year and second year itself. See what is their requirement. So whether they are asking some programming skills, so what is the tools they are asking for, what is their requirement. So when you are in second year and third year, like when you are starting your second year, third year, if you can see those, if you can able to see their requirement, you start preparing in that way, and then you can easily crack those internships. Okay, so when you work with some IIT professor with some internship, and then if he is ready to give that recommendation letter, that will help you a lot, right? So you create your network, like improve your network, and as well as do lot of different projects and then internships. So that will help you, either you are going for higher studies in India and abroad, both ways. And in MBA also people say like, I have good communication skills, I have good teamwork. But show them, like people will write in resumes like, I have very good team, I'm a good at team building, I'm a good team leader, or else an individual player. But what is the proof for it? Show that proof. I handled a project with the 5 members, I'm a part of that project, and then I handled these many tasks, and we overcome the difficulties what we faced, and I organized the college fest, I organized these events. So showcase your soft skills, like what is the proof for it. So that you have to build in your resume. So don't think that your BTech degree is like a just is enough to get the jobs or something. You can think of like your BTech degree is like a some basic pizza, or else like, let us take if you think about like now we have a lot of dosas, right? So it's a like small dosa, plain dosa. We will take the plain dosa. So when you have a masala dosa, it will have a different cost. When you have some paneer dosa, it will have a different cost. So what is the topping you are adding to your dosa? So that will improve your overall level, or that will improve your cost. So whether where you are suitable in the market, that decides. So everyone is like with a BTech degree is a plain dosa, and you added some projects to it, you added some skills to your resume, and that will give a better that will give good impact when you come out of the college or when you are in a final year. So one suggestion I wanted to give to the engineers or the students. So when you are in a college, let us consider you are in second year, maybe a third year now. So by the completion of the next semester, at least you should able to add 2 paragraphs in your resume. So just prepare your resume now. Be ready with your resume. You are in a second year or third year, just prepare a resume with what are the skills you have right now. Now after 3 months time, like once the first mid exam is over or something like that, 2 months, what are the things that you are adding to your resume? Don't add the subjects. My intention is what are the projects that you learned, what are the skills that you added apart from the regular curriculum, that you have to add. And once the semester is completed, at least 2 paragraphs has to be there in your resume. And once 1 year is completed, you should be able to make around 4 paragraphs. So it may be some programming skills, it may be some tool usage, it may be some project, or it may be some fest that you attended. So you try to improve your resume, your profile on a quarterly basis. So this is the milestone you have to keep. So after 6 months, what I am adding to my resume? You focus in that way, and that will give very good impact when you come out of the college or when you are in final year. So you have to start early. Like maybe when you are in first year, your resume may be completely blank with or limited 1 to like a C programming or Python, like that. And with the basic programming skills only you may have. But later, when you add up, when you are improving, you can improve with the projects. Okay. Hello. Let's take a call.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Good morning.
Sir, నేను బీటెక్ థర్డ్ ఇయర్ సార్. యాక్చువల్లీ బీటెక్ లో అంటే సిఎస్సి బ్రాంచ్ లో గవర్నమెంట్ జాబ్స్ ఏమన్నా ఉంటాయా సార్?
యాక్చువల్లీ సిఎస్సికి నార్మల్గా మీకు అంటే గవర్నమెంట్ జాబ్స్ యాక్చువల్గా అంటే గవర్నమెంట్ డైరెక్ట్గా సిఎస్సి రిక్రూట్మెంట్ కొంచెం తక్కువే ఉంటుంది మీకు. అంటే ఎలా చెప్పాలంటే ఎగ్జాంపుల్ పాలిటెక్నిక్ లెక్చరర్స్ లేదా గవర్నమెంట్ ఏదైనా కంప్యూటర్ ఆపరేటర్ టైప్ కంప్యూటర్ రిలేటెడ్ థింగ్స్ లైక్ బికాస్ నార్మలీ గవర్నమెంట్ గివింగ్ టు థర్డ్ పార్టీ లైక్ టీసీఎస్ కానీ ఈ కంపెనీసే మనకి గవర్నమెంట్ రిలేటెడ్ అన్నీ చేస్తున్నాయి. మనకి టీసీఎస్ కానీ ఇన్ఫోసిస్ కానీ కొన్ని కంపెనీస్ డైరెక్ట్గా గవర్నమెంట్ రిలేటెడ్ వర్క్స్ వాళ్ళే చేస్తున్నారు. సో గవర్నమెంట్ ఎప్పుడు సొంతంగా ఇంజనీర్స్ని తీసుకుని మీకంటే మీరు నేను చెప్పి స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్లో కానీ లేదా స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఆర్ ఎల్స్ స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్ డైరెక్ట్గా ఒక డెవలపర్ని తీసుకుని ఆ డెవలపర్తో ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేసి అలా ఉండట్లా. బట్ ఇట్ విల్ బి పాసిబుల్ ఇన్ రీసెర్చ్ రిలేటెడ్. సో వెన్ యూ గో ఫర్ సమ్ రీసెర్చ్ CDAC or else some if you take ONGC or BHEL, so they are the entities, they have the like in central government, so they have the research related as well as people who are required to operate the systems, so they have direct recruitment. But state level normal when you think about a software engineer, so you wanted to become a software engineer who would handle the databases or something like that. So it may not be possible with very limited sources are there. I don't say like it's not at all possible. So if you take an example, BIS, like Bureau of Indian Standards, so they have a CSE requirement. And if you take up if you take up some other BHEL or NTPC, these Navaratna companies, Maharatna companies, or even if you take up government related DRDO, ISRO. So these companies will have, they have direct recruitment, but when you see with the 𝗧𝗧𝗧 𝗚𝗧𝗧 and all, like it is limited one. Okay. So any other doubt you have, whether I answered you? Yeah, okay, thank you. So yeah, so this is about higher studies, and then let us see the what is the strategic path for the VLSI industry. So basically, to become a VLSI engineer, you require the education like in a BTech, or sometimes diploma is also fine, because so example, if you are in there is an assembling unit, so they have a fabrication unit, so there a lot of machinery is working and you have to handle it. So sometimes they require the diploma engineers, that is enough for them. So they do not require the BTech graduates to handle the machinery. So normally in assembling units and all, so diploma engineers they will find very good opportunities. So nowadays, like lot of companies are coming, and when they start up, when they create that ecosystem, obviously like around the 50% it requires around ECE engineers. Like let us consider there is a manufacturing unit coming in. So that manufacturing unit may not require all 100% of ECE engineers. So it depends, like maybe around 50%, 45, 50%, like maybe it requires about ECE, EEE circuit branches, and it requires around 20% with the mechanical engineers, and maybe they require some the HRs and obviously those finance team, recruitment team and all. So that requires around some 20-30%. A management team is also there, right? So whenever you take up any industry, so it's not in VLSI or software, any industry, whatever you take up, so it may not consist the core engineers or the core resources, may not be the all 100% will be there. So it creates the whole ecosystem, and then the majority will be from these branches, but it gives the opportunities to the other branches also. Okay. So and you require either bachelor's degree or master's degree in electronics and electrical, or maybe computer science is also good. And so whenever you are studying in electronics, so first you have to what are the course curriculum you have. You follow your course curriculum clearly and try to take each individual subject. And normally people, as I observe the engineering students, they study it for the exams. Don't study the subject for the sake of exams. So you have a final year exams, or you may have internal these exams, like maybe unit tests, internal exams. So don't study for the sake of exam. Try to understand what you are learning in that subject. So example, if you take a digital logic design, so why you need to learn about digital logic. So if you observe our day-to-day life, so we have the mobile in your hand, a laptop in your hand, or else you take up your washing machine, it will have a microcontroller in it. You take up some smart TV, it has a processor in it. So every day, the day-to-day life, your automobiles, so it's completely filled with the digital devices only, right? So when your life is completely of digital devices, so what you will find inside the digital device? Maybe you will find a processor, and what you go in depth to the processor, maybe you will find an ALU, again inside an ALU, memories, registers and all will be there. And when you go to the ALU, just I'm taking an example of ALU, inside the ALU, arithmetic and logic unit, you may have an adder. And what is the basic adder? That you are studying like a half adder, full adder in your digital logic design. So whatever you are studying, these are the basic building blocks. So maybe you are studying about a 4-bit adder, but are you using a 4-bit, the same 4-bit adder in your mobile? So that is totally different. Like maybe you are using a 32-bit processor, or maybe 64-bit processor you are using. So that is a different processor or a different design, different number of bits will be there. But once you understand a 4-bit adder, can you understand 8-bit adder also? Can you understand 32-bit adder? So the basic building blocks, that's what you are learning in your BTech level. Let us consider you understood about a 2x1 multiplexer. So we have a 2 inputs and 1 output. based on the selection line, one of the input will be transmitted to the output. That is a 2x1 multiplexer. Now, once you understand the 2x1 multiplexer, can you go for the 4 into 1? Can you understand it easily? Can you go for 8 into 1, 32 into 1? So, once you are good at basics, you can easily go further and you can implement the real-time devices. Okay. So, suppose let us consider you are learning about EDC. So, people discuss about BJTs, people discuss about MOSFETs, JFET and all, right. So, whenever you are studying about MOSFET, so where you are using it? So, understand what is the CMOS and try to understand what is the characteristics of CMOS, and so how you are implementing them. So, like again in VLSI design, you will how you are fabricating that CMOS. So, these are the basics you require for the VLSI industry. People are studying these subjects like as a regular subject. So, why I am stressing on these subjects is, suppose some people are wanted to go for some course. So, they wanted to go for a training institute and they want to get the course. Now, first before going to the training any of the institute, just go through the curriculum. So, what is the training institute is offering? You compare their course, like whatever they are offering, and check your BTech program curriculum. So, whatever BTech. So, when you compare, almost all you will find the same thing in your BTech also. So, majorly 1 or 2 points will have an advanced topics, but majority of the topics whatever there in the curriculum will be there in your training institute. I mean, whatever there in the training institute, that those things you will study in your BTech curriculum also, right. So, focus on the subjects like digital logic, VLSI design, analog electronics, EDC to crack the VLSI interviews. Okay. So, hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
నా పేరు లావణ్య సార్, నేను సిద్దిపేట నుంచి కాల్ చేస్తున్నాను.
చెప్పండి లావణ్య.
నా డౌట్ వచ్చేసి సార్, ఇప్పుడు ఏఐ అండ్ ఆటోమేషన్ ర్యాపిడ్ గా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది సార్ టెక్నాలజీ అనేది.
అవును.
సో ఇన్ దిస్ టైమ్ హౌ టు స్టార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ జీరో టు కీప్ అప్ విత్ ద పేస్ ఆఫ్ చేంజ్ సార్ ఇన్ దిస్ టెక్నాలజీస్?
యా. సో okay, you are asking about AI. Yeah. So, AI and ML. Yes, true.
Yes, sir.
So, the point is to create, first of all, what is your okay, what is the meaning of artificial intelligence? So, just if you, I mean, if you give, can you use it directly? So, if you take a 𝗧-GTP, you are using, many other people are using, right? So, in 𝗧-GTP, first you have to train that model, right? You have to give lot of information to that model. So, just example, if you take up, actually we have lot of photos, and first you have to find out this is the dog and this is the cat. So, first you have to train that model. So, by capturing this is the dog, like normally you will get whether you are not, check you are not robot, click these things, right? So, they are used for training the AI models actually. So, where you will find the bike, where you will find motorcycles, where you find steps, where is the bridge. So, people, you have to train that AI model actually. So, AI will take up some jobs, but the people who are having the programming skills, who are having the ability to create the AI models will never lose their jobs. And when it comes to the VLSI industry, so like even let us consider whatever this processor you created is completely verified by the AI model, but still human interaction is required. So, we have to verify clearly and we have to certify it, even though it has been done, but we have to certify, I mean, we have to give that clearly it is working, the verification, or else even the design also, like nowadays if you give if you give a if you give the problem statement to the AI, it is directly giving you the design part and then it is giving the whole code. But can it able to do it better than a human? So, whether the code that has been written by you, is it having the better efficiency and less hardware compared to the AI related? So, when you can able to write it in a better way, obviously you have the opportunities. So, no one will take away the opportunities. So, example, if you take up suppose example, nowadays we are getting driverless cars. Okay, so these driverless cars, when it come to the market, so this will take away the driver jobs actually, but not the people who are creating those driverless cars. So the jobs which are not require the technical ability, which do not require the technical understanding, so those will be taken by the AI, but not the who are having the technical abilities. Okay, fine. We'll move to the other one. So the education foundation, like as I am discussing about VLSI design, digital, are the majorly computer architecture and organization. So for a VLSI industry, you should be aware of how the computer is required, like how the computer works, like what is the basic architecture. So inside the processor, so how the ALU communicates with the memory, how ALU will do the processing. So the data path, control path. So these you should be aware of. You are studying them as a part of your subject, but you have to concentrate on in an industry way actually. So you have to concentrate on not just like you are having around 8 chapters or maybe 5 chapters in your according to your curriculum. Out of the 5 chapters, if I crack 3 if I study 3 chapters, that is enough. I will get more than 70%, 80%. This kind of mindset you should not have. So whenever what are the topics you wanted to prepare for the VLSI industry, those from A to Z, everything. So if you take a digital logic, in digital logic you should be aware of from the number systems through the Boolean algebra and then combinational logic and sequential logic and finally FSMs and creating the FSMs, and everything you should be aware of. And like people feel, when I interact with a lot of students and engineers, they feel like they have difficulty in FSM, they may have difficulty in sequence circuits. That should not be the case if you wanted to become your VLSI expert, because your whole career, maybe in next 10 years and 5 years of your career, depends on these basic subjects. Okay, so you don't need to go for the things which are beyond your curriculum. First of all, get understand about the basic curriculum whatever you are having. Okay. Next, the other thing is like logical thinking. So as I said earlier, we have like any exam whatever you take up, aptitude and the reasoning, quant, puzzles, these are common in any exam. So you should be able to improve your logical thought process, the problem solving approach. So sometimes you may get a question which are sometimes you may get a question which are which is not which is not having a perfect solution, but in interviews people see how you are solving that problem. The problem solving approach is important. Okay. Yeah. Hello.
My name is Srinivas.
Yeah. Hi Srinivas. Tell me.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I have a question, sir.
Yeah. Tell me.
So I'm in final year BTech.
Yeah. Okay.
So whether I want to go to masters or doing one business kind of thing, which is better, sir? I just want to know a passion from your side.
Okay. So you are asking about whether you are going for masters in MTech or MBA. You are asking?
Yeah, no, MTech.
MTech or MBA? Or that question?
Or business. I mean, own business, something like that.
Yeah, it completely depends on your interest actually. So if you want to take up the business and you have that entrepreneur skills and you want to withstand that complete process of that whenever you start up anything, so the whole time you have to dedicate for it, like it's like a 24/7 job actually whenever you are in a business. And whenever when you are doing a job, it's a different thing, like maybe you will have some that differentiation will be there. So just see your mindset, whether you are a job kind of person or else whether you are like entrepreneurship or entrepreneur kind of a person. So it depends on you only completely. And sometimes surely I can say there is a always you will have success and failure in both job as well as in business also. So that's like success and failure is like a coin. So sometimes you may have a success, sometimes you may have a failure, and obviously when you fail you will learn a lot of things and you can learn from the failures of the people. So if you are celebrating one success because they failed a lot of times and then they succeed actually. Okay, so it's job or else MTech higher studies or else a job, it depends on you. But I can say it like whenever you are going for higher studies, go for higher studies if you are interested in it. Suppose I see the engineers, so if they feel difficulty with the 4 years of BTech, so when they are learning just when they are seeing the during the 4 years of study itself, they feel hard to study the 6 subjects whatever they have in the semester. So then I don't recommend them go for higher study. If you are interested to if you are interested in study, if you are interested to learn, then only choose the higher studies. Otherwise I don't recommend them engineers to go for the higher studies. Okay, now let's come back to here. Like you see the point what I am saying, logical thought process. So you create some like you solve some 100 problems in different puzzles, different quant and aptitude. Maybe you will get 101 question, maybe new question. Maybe you solve 1000 questions, still you will get a 1001 question. So the point is when I am saying solving, so don't look at the answers. So normally people see it like they buy a puzzle book, they open a web page with puzzles, and then they go through the puzzles. So question and answer, question and answer, question and answer. So there is no use of it. So every day take up a puzzle and try to see what will be the solution. Take some half an hour time, 1 hour time, or even if you didn't find the answer, leave that question for that day and try to in your in background think about it. In your conscious mind that question will run. At some point of time you will get the answer. Suppose even after 24 hours if you didn't get that answer, then see the solution. So that is the way of learning, improving your logical ability. So you take up suppose there are puzzles, normal lot of different puzzles you will get in websites and all. So take up a puzzle or maybe Shakuntala Devi puzzles and all, try to take up and try to solve it for half an hour or 1 hour, see whether you are getting the result, and leave it for 24 hours. If you didn't get solution, then open the solution and check it out and do it every day. So this will create, like when you are thinking about the question, that will improve your logical skills, that will improve the thought process. So just if you see the question and answer, you will not get anything. So if you ask some new question again, you will feel difficulty again. Okay, so because this whether you are in the front end or back end, whether you require the programming ability or not, this logical thought process is required, problem solving approach is required in any job, whether it is software or hardware, or even you want to go for MTech or MBA, anywhere, this is completely required. So you have to train your mind, to that problem solving approach. And then technical proficiency. So here you should be good with the digital fundamentals like as I told earlier, like combinational, sequential, FSMs and all. And then you should be aware of complete ASIC flow or FPGA flow, like the difference you should understand. What is the ASIC flow, what is the FPGA flow, that difference you should understand. So when you understand the flow, then you will understand what are the opportunities you have in each and every stage of that ASIC flow. So normally, like let us take in ASIC flow, first we will start with the specification. So there people require the architects, then they go for the design part, they require the RTL engineers, then verification. So verification engineers are required, then they go for the when the verification is completed, then they go for the back end. So there the PD engineers, STA engineers, timing analysis engineers are required. So first understand the whole flow of VLSI. Then you will understand what are the different opportunities you have at each and every stage, and then you will understand easily what are the basics, like what you have to be good at. And as a BTech engineer, like when the companies are recruiting, so as a BTech engineer, people see your programming skills in the Verilog or VHDL or system Verilog. So try to concentrate on the hardware description languages, HDL. Because this is particularly because when you write just in HDL, if you write A is equal to C plus B, B plus C, if you write, so that gives the hardware related to the corresponding adder circuit. Okay, let us take a call. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
What kind of audience I can target if I innovate a new product?
Okay, what kind of audience?
Audience that I kind of.
Okay, so the point is normally the products are invented based on the audience, but not the after inventing the product we don't focus on the product. Just example I am saying, let us see, earlier we have the 2G mobile network, then we moved to 3G, then 4G, 5G we are having, right? So in this process, like as the technology is evolving, so if you see the processes, technology is evolving with the network side, at the same time the technology is evolving in the hardware also. So the 2G mobile is having a different processor, now 3G, 4G, 5G is having a different processor. So now the 5G like what are the mobile phone that you are having, so this can that mobile phone can able to do image processing, video processing. So this is not possible in the earlier case, like in 2G or 3G network. This much processing skills are not there. Okay, so because of this evolution of the network and speed, so now you can see different social media is evolved with this 4G and 5G network, like with this audio. So and now if you see that the online platform like Swiggy or Zomato or any of these things, these are possible because you have a high speed network. Anywhere on road also you can able to access at higher speed. You can easily access this. So if you think about Uber or else any of these apps, so whether they are possible without these technologies, so the technology is coming up, and then so these opportunities are created actually. So now we have the like, so whatever the new product you are creating, so that should target the who are existing audience, like who are having. So it's not like you create a product and then you wait for the audience. So if you, first of all you have to see what is the requirement of the what is the requirement they are having. Example, like nowadays if you observe a lot of people, like one of the startup that came up from 𝗖𝗍𝗧 Hyderabad is like which will allow the car pooling type of thing. So everyone will go buy a car from same community to the same office. So when the carpooling started, it reduced some traffic. It created the convenient for the other people rather than driving the car all the time. So they I mean they have the ability, like they get the time duration was less, like rather than waiting a cab, and cost is less for them, and rather than if they go by their own car, that will cost a lot of petrol and all by the same person. But when the carpooling was there, like it is obviously beneficial for the people as well as it will benefit the society, like we will have less this pollution and all will be there, less traffic will be there. So just you have to see the opportunity. So for that audience what they require, for that you have to create the create your product. So when suppose when the actually these 500 notes and all they cancelled, so people started using digital money. So that created the opportunity for the digital platforms. Okay, fine. So now we're discussing about the technical proficiency. So you should be good at the basics of digital and then Verilog programming. Apart from the other programming skills also required. So scripting languages. So example Tcl, Python, Perl. So these are very crucial for the automation and data processing steps that we do in the VLSI industry. So many of the engineers have this doubt, like maybe I recently observed, like from last 4-5 years, like JNT is also having and this scripting as a part of the curriculum. Suddenly in third year or maybe in the 3.1 or 3.2, you will find scripting as one of your subject. Suddenly you will find a lab. So people feel like as an engineer, why I am doing a scripting. So this is in automation, when you want to automate some tasks, so this scripting is required. So the programming skills you should improve in that. So as in the beginning I told you, like how you are imagining a VLSI expert. So if you are imagining like he is doing work with some of the ICs, if he is working with some boards and all, that is there. Look, 20% of jobs will be like that, but remaining majority of jobs will be they work with the programming language or they work with a tool. Okay, so some people they say like I hate computers, I hate sitting before computer, that's why I joined 𝗎𝗍. If you think in that way, this is the harsh reality you have to understand. So you have to work again before the system, you have to work with the tools, you have to work with the simulators, you have to work with the same programming, maybe a different programming like Verilog or SV or UVM, or maybe sometimes even if you consider the physical design engineers, so they are back-end engineers, so they largely they work with the tool, but still sometimes they should be able to do the scripting part with the TCL and all. Okay, so this is you cannot avoid this scripting. Next thing is like you should have hands-on experience with the tools like Cadence, Mentor Graphics. So maybe in the college level, some people are using like Xilinx, Vivado and all. But whatever the tool you are having, get complete exposure to the tool. Just don't feel like you are working on the tool for the college lab environment and then leave it. So you start working with the projects. You start working on the projects, and apart from your regular curriculum, you start working on it, and then utilize the time whatever you are in the college. So try to explore the lab facilities, that is, because once you are out of the college, these industries, tools, synopsis and all may not be available for you directly. Maybe in once you are out of the college, like maybe you can use EDA Playground, some kind of online tools and all, online websites you can use for running the programs. But that hands-on experience will be different. Open source is also available, you can do it, but that in industry industry standard tools are available in the college, so try to utilize them to the fullest. Okay, and then familiarize yourself with the Unix and Linux environment and C programming, because when it comes to the VLSI, in VLSI people who are working with the SOC with completely at core level, when they are working, when they want to communicate directly to the processor at the hardware level, so people require that C programming, and sometimes the system engineers who are working between the software and hardware related tasks, they require the C programming. So that is also one of the major thing required. Observe one thing, like nowadays in some of the engineering colleges, they have started learning their Python in the first year, and when they started get used to the Python, and they felt the C programming is like, because normally C programming follows a way, they do not have predefined tasks. Suppose you want to sort an array, in C programming you have to write a for loop, and then you have to write the two different loops, and you have to compare both, and you have to compare it every time, and a lot of iterations required. But whereas in Python or advanced this programming, like just you can sort that array dot sort will do that task. So I observed people who started learning this Python, and they are not doing the basic programming part, because in VLSI Verilog programming is much similar to the C programming, and for that Verilog programming, when you add the OOPS concept, object oriented programming, maybe you will get a few more concepts like assertions and all, you will get the system Verilog. And completely that UVM is also based on the OOPS concept only. So whenever the basic thing that you require is like Verilog is required, because sometimes in your company, if they are working on legacy project which is there from last 3-4 versions, so there maybe they still working with the same Verilog only, so they require your expertise in the Verilog. And suppose if you start your programming directly with Python, you may not able to learn how we do the basic loops, like how you utilize the this basic programming skills, like that algorithmic way how we do it, like sorting, searching, these type of things. So in Python you have methods directly, I agree, because they create the libraries, that is a beauty of Python. But as an engineer you should have the programming skills, that is what I am stressing on. Okay, and the soft skills for success. So suppose you are very good at programming, you have very good skills, but if you are not able to convey it to the some other person, what is the use of it? So if you are not able to explain it to others, and you are very good at solving the problem, and after solving the problem, how you solve, if you are not able to explain to anyone, so there is no use, like because normally any project people work in teams. So to your team members, you should be able to explain at least what is your requirement, or to that problem how you finished it, like to that problem how you get the solution and all. You should be able to explain them. So communication skills are required. As a beginning, it told, like native Telugu speakers and all, they feel difficulty with their communication skills. Maybe sometimes, if you are in the school also, if you have English medium, some people may cope up, and the people who are coming from Telugu medium schools and all, and they may feel difficulty, or when they have regular high school students like in government schools, so sometimes they feel difficulty. So this you can overcome by giving a lot of practice. Okay, so this is the good communication skills are required even in written communication skills. So normally people may not get chance with the written communication skills, because because nowadays no one is writing much mails at the college level. At the college level, people do not write much mails and all. But you should get that understanding how to write a mail, those things, whatever you study in the college, in the English communication skills. So those you have to practically take it. Okay. Hello.
Hello sir, good morning sir.
Yeah, good morning.
మనం జాబ్ సెర్చ్ చేసుకోవాలంటే అప్రోచ్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది సార్? పేపర్స్ వెబ్సైట్స్?
Okay, so job searching. So first of all, జాబ్ సెర్చ్ కన్నా జాబ్ సెర్చ్కి ముందర మీరు మనం ఏవైతే డిస్కస్ చేసామో ఈ స్కిల్స్ అన్నీ మీ రెజ్యూమ్లో ఫస్ట్ ఉండాలి. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు క్రియేట్ ఏ రెజ్యూమ్, which will suitable for the requirement. Let us consider you are looking for a VLSI job. So in your resume you should mention the skills. What are the skills you have towards the VLSI? You are good at Verilog. What are the projects that you have done in Verilog? Or you are good at scripting, and what are the things that you have done to automate the things? Okay, and you are good at maybe SV or UVM. What are the projects that you handled? If you are good at protocols, AHB or APB, AMBA protocols, or else I2 simple, even I2C protocol, UART, or else RS-232, any simple protocol also, if you do it in Verilog, and try to show, and implement means, see, nowadays I am seeing lot of nowadays I am seeing a lot of posts in the LinkedIn, like someone is posting, this is I have done this UART protocol, I have completed this maybe some I2C protocol, but don't copy paste it directly. First try to understand what is that protocol, I2C protocol, and see how just maybe you can follow whatever the other how other person done. So maybe you can go through that code, but don't copy paste it. You try to come up with your own solution. Try to code everything on your own. And some people are using ChatGPT to create the codes. And for Verilog or SV and UVM, I don't suggest the engineers to use the ChatGPT, because how ChatGPT works, it got trained by the resources available over the internet. So I agree there are a lot of resources with the Python, C and C++, those for those programming languages. But when it comes to Verilog and SV and UVM, so the codes are not available over the internet compared to the other programming languages. So ChatGPT may not have the ability to give a correct code. Suppose if you are asking for a Verilog problem statement, so it may not give the correct statement. Just example I wanted to mention about, suppose you have to find out how many zeros present in some 8-bit number. So if you ask a ChatGPT will give it like write a for loop. In that for loop, check out each and every bit and increment the number of zeros. But if you implement it in the hardware maybe you will get it may require more number of gates when you implement it in the hardware. But so try to think about it, like how to find out the number of zeros. Can you sum up all the ones together? Like if you add the bits together, that will give number of ones, and number of ones minus the total number of the size of the bits will give the number of zeros, obviously. So when you are adding number of bits, that may give a lesser amount of hardware when you realize it in the real time hardware. Okay, so don't use that chat GTP and all to create your program in the Verilog or 𝗧 and UVM. Okay, so you have to create your profile first, and by working on the projects on your own, you try that hands on. After creating the profile, so you can search it maybe Naukri or else the other websites which are there. You can search in the websites, or you what are the work that you have done, you create your LinkedIn profile. You just follow the different companies, like we have different startup companies, service based companies, product based companies. Follow all the pages and see if sometimes when there is a requirement they will post it. Like normally, just example in 𝗧𝗧, when we have a requirement, we will post it on our in LinkedIn pages. So just when you follow these pages, you will get what is the requirement. And sometimes the requirement came, but you are not suitable for it. I mean, your profile is not matching. So you try to see what are the major requirements they are giving, and how to improve your profile to match those requirements. So you are nowadays, if you see, lot of people are asking for RTL engineer, and some people are asking for DV engineer. Okay, so these create your profile to match the requirement. That means you have to improve your Verilog skills and you have to add it. So use the LinkedIn, use the websites, or you can improve your network, and from the network reference also you can get the opportunities. Okay. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, may another.
Can you be a little bit louder? I'm not able to hear clearly.
Sir, recently completed sir BTech.
Okay.
So I want to know the startup start cheyali.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So any idea you have for what is you are starting?
I don't have any idea about how to start a startup, sir.
Okay. So okay. So actually, if you what is the idea you have? Idea means, like, suppose any startup normally starts with a innovative idea or innovative product which is not existing in the market. So if you have any such idea, innovative idea, so which is not there in the market, so you can approach normally in state level. In Telangana we have the 𝗳-Hub. Okay, so you can approach the 𝗳-Hub and you can explain the what is your idea, what is your innovative product to them, and if you can able to create a prototype for that. So if it is working perfectly, and you may have support from the government or else the other organizations, like which are which want to invest in the startups which want to invest in startups, so that will act like a backbone to the startup. And once the prototype is working, maybe then you can go for a higher scale. So first of all, whatever the product you are thinking about to start, so first you create a prototype of that product, and when you demonstrate that prototype, so normally in colleges we'll have the incubation centers. So majority of the colleges nowadays, they have the startup incubation centers. So if not in the, or else in a example like maybe student tribe group, or else the 𝗳-Hub we are having here in Hyderabad. So these will give the support. Even suppose normally in IITs and all, they have their own startup ecosystem. So sometimes you can give the ideas to them, or people are supporting with the like in 𝗳-Hub kind of thing. So they support all over the Telangana, whatever the college you are having, it doesn't matter. Like they support these startup ideas. So first create the prototype. That is the main thing. So some working model at least. So if you can showcase it to the 𝗳-Hub people, they will support you. and there are other organizations also, as I told, like Student Tribe and all, they will give the support for you. Yeah. So we are discussing about this soft skills for success. Okay. So first of all, tailor your resume to showcase your talent. So I observed with the engineers. So normally, so whenever I get resumes for the screening, so what I observe is they say like I'm aware of AMBA protocols, I'm aware of the some I2Cs, like these SPI protocols. They will say a lot of things, but when it comes to the reality, like when I ask them to come for an interview, so they are added it by taking it from some other people actually. Like, so they found it is interesting in some other resume, they added it here, and they found something interesting in some other people, they added it. So this will not work in your job hunting. So whenever you are creating your resume, you have to whatever you are good at. So what you handled, what you understood, like what is the hands-on experience you have, so that you try to keep in the resume. So this happened like few years back. I observed some engineer, he is posting a lot of content over the LinkedIn. So he is posting like some SV, system Verilog related post, UVM related post, or some protocols related. I felt like he is doing good with he understood the things, and after practicing, he is putting it on website. I felt in that way. So then later I found like he sent a post on LinkedIn, like in publicly, like I am looking for job opportunity, my internship is completed, I am looking for opportunity. He posted in LinkedIn. So I felt like, okay, let's ask him to come for an interview. I asked him, prepare well. These are the skill set like digital, Verilog, C programming, computer architecture and organization. So this is like front end VLSI engineer, like we are expecting these things from you. So just prepare well and come for an interview. And when he came to the interview, I observed like he is not able to write the basic digital logic questions like multiplexer related or simple counter related things also he is not able to answer. But when I observe his LinkedIn profile, he is getting the good data actually from the different resources, and he is putting in his LinkedIn and he is publishing it, and everyone is sharing, everyone is appreciating him. But when then he became the resource, just a person who is having different resources. But when you are not aware of the concept, then there is no use of posting it in the LinkedIn or putting it in your resume. So whatever you are building in your profile you are building, you create it what you have done completely. Maybe sometimes you may put a project which you did in the second year. Maybe when you are going for a final year interview after final year, or maybe in third year if you are going. So some project which you have done 2 years back, they may ask. So you should be, when you are going for an interview, you should be completely focusing on what is your previous projects. Because for freshers, the experience is only what are the projects that you created, like what are the projects that you have done, or projects in the sense people are might be thinking about in 3 to or maybe they have in third year they have a project, or maybe final year they have one project. So if you are thinking about only that project, only 1 or 2 you will get. But my intention is, as I told earlier, for every semester you should be able to add 2 paragraphs to your resume. So apart from the other regular curriculum, you should be able to add those skills, right? So maybe in first year, second year, you may start with your C programming and Python, those related projects. Maybe third year onwards, maybe you can start with your Verilog. Like when Verilog is introduced to you, you can start with the Verilog, and maybe you try to understand the protocols, you try to implement them, and see the try to utilize in the tools, like maybe it may be freely available like Vivado and all you can use, or else maybe you can in the college you can use the these industry synopsis cadence tools. Okay, so when you post them with your result, that will have a better impact. And if you write whatever programs, what are the projects that you have done, if you upload into the GitHub, and if you can able to show like these are the things I have worked on, so understanding like how the working with the GitHub and all, so that will fetch a advantage. Like people can see like these are the like you worked on these many projects and all. Nowadays I'm seeing the trend like 100 days of RTL, hash 100 days of RTL, hash 100 days of verification. So these are like trending taglines actually. So 100 days of RTL is like one kind of a tag, like so every day I will try to run one code and then I will upload it in LinkedIn, and I will put it in GitHub, and with the results and all I will upload. Maybe when you take up this type of challenges, suppose maybe first day maybe you will do it with with a simple half adder and full adder. Maybe next day you will go for a counter, maybe next day you will go for FSM, maybe next day. At some point of time, maybe at least at 50th day, you will enter into the some complex program which the industry requires. So maybe after 50th day or maybe at 70th day, at least you have to start with the I2S project or SPI or some other protocol, FIFOs, arbiters. Like so, you start up at least at some point of time you have to start with the what industry needs. Okay, so you cannot, maybe you can start initially with a simple program, no issue at all. Today do it only half adder, next day go for full adder, maybe next day go for half subtractor, full subtractor, maybe some ripple carry adder, like that. Go on, like 100th day maybe you will come up with a industry level some project. Okay, so take up these challenges, work on it without leaving one day. Like I used to observe this, and some engineers, like some students, they used to they do it for 10 days, maybe 15 days or 40 days, they stop it. So you finish your 100 days race, surely, I mean, you will become the one of the expert. You will be the ready for the industry. Okay, so you have to capture these things in your resume, and you should able to explain what are the courses that you have taken apart from your regular curriculum. A lot of NPTEL courses are there and all. So actually, in courses, if you like when you can able to show with your certification, that will add an advantage. So without certification means I can say like I attended around 5 courses. So you require the proof, right? So normally you will see the like blue tick and all, right? That gives he is the authentic person. The same way certification will give the authenticity. Okay. Next, networking and continuous learning. So this in VLSI you will never, I mean not only in VLSI, in industry, continuous learning is very important. See, normally you used to hear this from your 10th class, maybe SSC onwards and high school. People used to say, do well in your 10th class, you will be settled in life. You will get good marks in 10th class, you will be settled. Maybe after coming to diploma, or else maybe after coming to the intermediate, people say crack some good rank in the entrance exam, or else do well in your diploma, crack some ESET rank, your life will be settled. Now after coming to BTech, now I am saying prepare well, crack the entrance exam for gate, or else crack the interview, your life will be settled. But after going to job, is your life going to be settled? Not at all. So after joining the job, again you will keep on updating your knowledge. You have to improve your IQ. So that knowledge quotient you have to improve, and this is like a lifelong learning process. So clearly to say, you are not going to settle anytime. So even in your job also, you have clearly to say the first 5 years, 10 years of your job is very crucial. So you have to keep on updating, you have to learn the new things, and you have to change the sometimes you have to change the jobs to get a better opportunities. So like one of the example I observed, like some of the engineer came from some reputed some product company, and I asked him like, why you are changing this, where you are in a product company, where you are changing it, where you are, there is already like he is working there from last 5 years, 6 years. Then he said, I am working on the same project. Like earlier he worked in USB 2.0, now 3.0 he is working, now working on 4.0. The same project he is working. He is not aware of any other protocols, he is not aware of any other project. So he is very good expert in USB, but he is not aware of the other protocols. So he wanted to come out and choose the other, I mean he wanted to take up a new projects. So that guts you should have. Like so when you should come out of your comfort zone. So I understand like the students who are watching this or who are attending this webinar, I know like day to day you are traveling. Some people may be traveling some 1 hour time, 2 hours time to reach the college, and in the college you are spending some 8 hours, 6 hours time, maybe 6 hours, 7 hours time they are spending in the college, and again you are traveling back to home with 1 hour, 2 hours journey. So the whole day is actually packed. I understand it, but still you try to see the opportunity, like maybe where you can able to learn the new things. Like can you utilize the duration, like when you are traveling? So can you able to focus on what you want? Like say, can you focus on some YouTube lectures or YouTube videos, or maybe any NPTEL lectures when you are traveling to your college or coming from the college, or when you have a free time, like can you able to go to the library? And so can you like in library nowadays, I don't know like whether people are studying it or not. Like in my college days, I used to go to the library and I used to see Electronics for You, Digit, similarly some IEEE publication like Explorer and all. So I used to see these magazines. So these and I will see like in the magazines they will give like what is the update that is coming, like what are the new trends in VLSI, embedded or IoT. So they used to mention. So when I studied in 2006 at the time, like IoT and all that is like in coming up, like that is there in the magazine. That is not into the reality, but people say like the edge computing and all is in the research. Now actually quantum computing in research, maybe some it came to some reality also, but it will come to the real in the real time environment for everyone to use, maybe in couple of maybe after a few years. So you should be able to understand what is the new things, like what is this quantum computing, what is this AI related, ML, how they are changing the VLSI. So go to the library and try to improve the knowledge, what is happening around you. Or else even if you open the LinkedIn also, you will find lot of the good resources, they share their knowledge. And you try to capture. Like some people are, I observe like if you keep on saving this post later, it will be keep on posting it only. So you will have thousands of posts to see it later. So I observe like some people are used to take the screenshots. Some people take the pictures of the, like whenever you are attending some seminar in the college, people take a lot of pics. Have you ever went back again? Have you observed those screenshots anytime again? So very rarely. So maybe check your phone, see how many screenshots you have. Check your phone, how many photos you have which you have taken during a seminar. Have you ever went back and observed it, what you have taken? So you take the time, leave this moment and try to capture like what they are explaining, put it in your mind. So your conscious mind will keep on running over the thoughts, and you will understand the subject at some point. So maybe when you are study some, let us consider you are starting low power VLSI. Okay, this subject is there. Maybe first time whenever you are reading, you didn't understand anything. You didn't understand why people are using gray coding, why people are using like a different voltages, that way people are doing it. You do it for second time, third time. At some point, you will get the idea. Like when you keep on reading it, at some point you will understand why you are doing it. Okay. So if you, just by reading once, you may not be able to understand it. You keep revising it, at some point you will get. Okay. So that continuous learning is required, and you go to the webinars, go to the seminars or else conferences and different workshops by the college, by the other colleges. You meet new people, try to improve your networking. So when you improve your network, obviously suppose when you meet some industry persons and all, so they may help you sometime when they have opportunity, when you start following them. So when they have opportunity, they will post it in their LinkedIn and all. So you can able to see, and I mean you can capture those opportunities. Okay. And like as I told earlier, like create a LinkedIn profile, and don't, I mean some people are creating observe this, some people are creating LinkedIn profile and they are finding some good content somewhere else and they are posting it as their own. So don't do it. So create your own content and try to try to put it on the, like as I told earlier, like 100 days of RTL, 100 days of verification. So take up these challenges, and then take up these challenges, try to work every day and post it with your own results in the LinkedIn. Okay. And now I'm seeing about the specialized focus for the roles. Suppose you are planning for RTL design engineers, so you should be good with your with the clock domain crossing, static timing analysis, and synchronous design, like how you are doing FSMs and all. Or suppose you are going for a design verification, you should be good with your SV and UVM. You may not, that may not be part of your curriculum, but you have to go extra edge to understand that SV and UVM. And AMBA protocols, AXI, APB, I2C, SPI, these type of protocols. Or some DFT, if you want to become a DFT engineer. So there are different roles actually in VLSI. And in some of you may have design for testability as one of the subject, or maybe some elective subject. So that whole understanding of what is the meaning of scan chain, JTAG, ATPG, you should understand those terminology, how they are using it. That basic theory is required, okay, when you are focusing on DFT related topic. And suppose you are interested in analog design engineer, you should be good with your circuit theory, and then EDC, how the MOSFET works, BJT works. Similarly, the analog electronics, operational amplifiers, similarly A to D converter, D to A converters, PLLs. So all these concepts, control systems, signal systems, because a lot of mathematics is required in the that mathematical understanding is required here. And else, if you are going for a physical design engineer, so in physical design engineer, you should be good with your basics like VLSI flow, as well as you should be good with your MOSFET, how MOSFET will work. So what is the leakage current, and what is the power dissipation in the MOSFET, the basics should be good. And then clock tree synthesis and timing, like STA, so static timing analysis. So normally people feel this a little bit, like they are aware of like what is the, you should be good at understanding what is the that in timing analysis we have the clock, jitter, these setup time, hold time, so what is the propagation delays. So understanding of the concept, and then solving the problems related to these timing issues. So that is also required for the PD engineers. Okay, and the placement and routing, usage of the tool. So it may be some open tool, or else it may be some industry standard is better. So if you have access to industry standard, try to try the hands-on with the industry standard tools like Synopsys and Cadence, or else at least get the exposure with the open standard open tools. Okay, and then the takeaways. So first, you should be good with your communication skills. You try to practice, meet new people, grab every opportunity to speak in English, give a presentation, give the paper presentations, poster presentations, and improve your written communication skills also. Try to write the mails, try to write some articles on your own, not with the ChatGPT and all. Try to write on your own, because if you automate it, you will not learn how to write new. So you first read lot of articles, you read lot of books, then you will understand how to create the new one. So then you can create with your understanding of, let us consider maybe it is basic to everyone. Let us consider you started learning APB protocol. So after understanding APB protocol, try to put it in your own words, and maybe you can post it in LinkedIn. Okay, so this written communication skills as well as technical communication skills, spoken communication, verbal ability, that you should improve. Next, quant aptitude, reasoning. So take up challenges like every day some half an hour time. Just think about a puzzle and try to get the solution for the puzzle. Try to solve all the time and distance, time and work. A lot of quant related project will be there, right? So try to practice them. This is required. Like first two things are mandatory anywhere, like for your first job. Okay, And then digital logic design and computer architecture. So understanding, like these are the things like you should do from beginning to end. It's not like your regular college level exam preparation, like out of the 5 chapters I will study 3 chapters and I will get 60%, 70% marks. That is not going to be the case here. So you should be good with from number system to FSMs in computer architecture. So what are the different type of architectures you are having, and what is the data path, control path. Understand the whole architecture. It may be you can start with a simple 8-bit architecture like Maris Mono. Maybe you can go for the ARM level architectures. A lot of books are available in our website also to learn the architectures. And then CMOS circuit design, like what is the meaning of CMOS, what is a MOSFET, what is the current equations, when it will be on, when it will be off, what is the leakage current, what is the power issues, like how much power it is dissipating, those CMOS circuit. And then Verilog programming, system Verilog programming. So Verilog I am focusing, this Verilog some people are interested toward in analog and mixed signal also. So we have the Verilog AMS. So you can learn that Verilog as well as Verilog AMS if you are interested in analog and mixed signal design. And system Verilog if you are interested in verification. So that requires the OOPS concept understanding. And the way I am stressing this much, like people feel like I'm electronics engineer, where I have to concentrate on the programming, because in the initial stages of chip design, first we have to simulate it and synthesize. We have to see it in by using EDA tools. By using EDA tools, we have to create the before that is we call it pre-silicon. So that pre-silicon design we have to see, then only we will go for the, because once you design it, once that chip is fabricated, if you find any fault in that, so we cannot able to modify it. So you cannot recall all the processors, all the laptops and mobiles, you cannot recall. That is going to be a huge loss to the company. Okay. So first we will do the pre-processing, pre-silicon verification, validation and all. Then they go for the silicon level. Next, in analog electronics. So even though you are not going to become an analog engineer, the basic understanding of analog electronics, like what is the op amp, what is the ADC, DAC, data digital to analog converter, analog to digital converter, what is the meaning of PLL. So the basic understanding is at least required. Or if you are planning to go for analog related engineers, use the 𝗧-𝗦𝗔𝗧, 𝗧-𝗦𝗔𝗧. So try to use the tools and try to program it, and you can practice prepare your projects in related to the analog electronics. Okay. And timing analysis, as I told, like setup time, hold time, propagation delays, glitter and all. So just check out how you solve the problems related to it. Maybe in some advanced digital books, you will find this timing analysis part and all. Okay. And then C programming is mandatory, because when I am saying C programming, like if you are good at C programming, so majorly you cover about Verilog, almost all it's covered. And if you are good at OOPS concept and Verilog, then you can easily ramp up on the system Verilog. And scripting is required for the automation of tasks, so for the data handling. So that Python, Perl scripting, or else actually Python you can learn, or if you are focusing on PD related, people concentrate on TCL. So Perl, Python, anything, TCL, TCL, anything is fine. That scripting you should be good. Okay. And then just dream big and work hard. The chip of success will fall into place. So here the other areas that I want to focus is like first create and optimize your LinkedIn profile, connect with the industry experts and your alumni who are your seniors or other super seniors who are working in the industry. Try to get interactive with them, try to follow them, see, so because when they are working in some company, if they have any opportunity, they post it in LinkedIn again, you will get know about it. Okay. And take up some challenges, like as I told earlier, like 100 days of RTL, 100 days of verification. Take up those challenges. You work 100 days continuously, you will see the difference, irrespective of whether it is a holiday or some festival or some have exam. Don't skip a single day. Try to work 100 days. Plan your what is the program that you are running. So you do it after 100 days, surely you will see the change in your understanding of the project, understanding of the whole concept. Okay, and follow the company websites, like for there any update on internships or any fresh openings, or else if there is any opening, let us consider if you start following these websites and LinkedIn pages from the early stage, maybe in your second year onwards, you can able to understand what is their requirement. So whether they are looking for a fresher with a C programming expertise, Python or else Verilog or a system Verilog. So just understand what is their requirement, and maybe in the next 1 year time try to ramp up on those areas and try to get the hold of these areas, and you can apply directly. Okay, so companies, even it's from product based companies or service based companies, you try to take up all the company pages whatever possible, and initial stages normally don't hesitate to work only in one location. Normally in the initial days, so people want, I want to work only in Bangalore or Hyderabad, don't consider. So anywhere in India, just be open. So we have openings, normally the companies we have set up in maybe in Gujarat and Hyderabad, Bangalore, Pune, Noida, and so nowadays like in East also, like those Arunachal Pradesh and all, they have the a lot of companies are coming up. So just be open to travel anywhere to get that experience. Okay, and what are the coming up technology like AI and ML, quantum computing? Keep an eye, like see what is happening. Try to get the basics. Try to understand. Like you should be able to like what is the meaning of AI means. You should be able to explain what is the AI model, how people train it. You should be able to explain it. So get the basics at least. Maybe you may not be able to create your own model. I mean, then you will become an AI expert, or at least as a VLSI engineer, try to understand what are the algorithms they are using, what are the different models they have, what is the, just understand the basic concepts. Okay, so that's all from my side. So if you have any questions, you can feel free and call me. I will take up some questions. Otherwise, okay. So thank you very much for attending this webinar, and thank you for asking the questions earlier during the seminar. Yeah, thank you.